condemn, undermine, relinquish, alleviate。今回4つの動詞を紹介します。動詞って不思議ですよね。前置詞と組み合わせると全く意味が変わってしまいます。すっごくシンプルな動詞でも前置詞がつくと別物になりますよね。例えば get という動詞 get up, get over, get back 意味が全然違ってきますね。でもそれは英語の面白いところだと思います。最近この教室の壁にアメリカの大学の研究によるアメリカ英語の最もよく使われる動詞のトップ20を貼りました。うちの英会話スクール入るとこんな感じですね。教室に入るとこれですね。動詞の重要性を生徒さんたちに意識してもらいたいですからね。それを貼りました。しかしたまにはもう少し難しい動詞を挑戦しないといけませんね。I want to give your English a boost with these 4 commonly used verbs that I have handpicked just for you. The first verb is condemn. 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 Here's the meaning in Japanese. Condemn is a verb that means to criticize strongly or publicly, often in a disapproving or blaming way. It implies a negative judgment of a person, an action, or a situation. Condemn is often used in formal or serious contexts to express strong disapproval. You'll often hear it being used by politicians, business leaders, activists, or judges. The word condemn is derived from the Latin word condemnare, which means to sentence for a crime or to pass judgment upon. It's composed of 2 parts. Con. This prefix means together or with. Damnare. This word means to condemn or to judge as being guilty. So the linguistic base of condemn suggests the idea of judging someone or something as being guilty or wrong. The public condemned the politician's unethical behavior. So the politician was obviously doing something that was bad, that the people in the public and the community didn't approve of, so they said it was a really bad thing to do, so they condemned him. The environmentalists condemned the deforestation of the rainforest. You often find this with activists. They hate that something is happening. They think it's a really bad thing. For example, cruelty to animals or global warming, that kind of thing. So they strongly condemn. They say it's bad. Here's a quote from Malala Yousafzai, the Pakistani activist for female education and the youngest ever person to win the Nobel Peace Prize. I condemn the use of child labor as a violation of human rights and a moral outrage. It is a stain on our society that must be eradicated. The second verb is undermine. 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 This is what it means in Japanese. Undermine. I'm pretty sure most people are familiar with the video game Minecraft. To mine is often used for coal, stone, or precious metals. You basically dig a big hole. So, in order to understand this verb, I think it's useful to look at it like this. Imagine You have a big house, but someone starts digging a tunnel right underneath it. What happens to the house? Well, the base is gradually getting weaker and it will probably end up falling into the big hole below. It's going to be damaged beyond repair. So if someone tries to undermine something, they gradually make it weaker. Now, we're not talking about actual physical houses here. It's mainly used for talking about ideas, plans, concepts, or opinions. The lawyer undermined the credibility of the witness by questioning her testimony. So you often see that in like those movies and stuff where you've got the witnesses on the stand and they're giving like evidence to the courtroom, and then the lawyer comes over and he tries to undermine everything that they've said. Sometimes if it's a very good lawyer or a very sneaky lawyer, they can completely turn the person's testimony on its head and it becomes rendered useless because he undermined her testimony. The team's poor performance began to undermine the manager's position. So this could be in a sporting case, like a manager for a football team, or it could be like a manager in like your office or something. So the manager is in charge of everything. So if the team have a really poor performance with bad results, then the results of that team begin to undermine the believability or the credibility of that manager. And people start to think, actually, maybe he's not such a good manager after all. I think we need to change the manager. Let's have a real-life quote from Emmanuel Macron, a French politician and the current president of France. I will fight with all my power against the divisions that undermine us and which are tearing us apart.
I am Zorro, the man of the people. I am fighting against the Spanish colonial California government. They are doing very bad things to my people. I condemn the way they treat them. I will try to undermine their authority until my very last breath. Oh, it is Mama.
Zorro, is that you?
Yes, it is your loving son.
Do you want me to get your favourite ice cream for after dinner?
Ice cream? Well, yes. Get me the cookies and cream flavor.
Cookies and cream?
Yes, love you, Mama. So now, I will continue in my fight against the terrible governor of California. And then I will have some ice cream. Ha ha!
The third verb is relinquish. 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 What does it mean in Japanese? The word relinquish means to give up or let go of something, especially when it's something that you have control over or the rights to. It often refers to giving up power, control, a position, or a right. In short, relinquish means to voluntarily give something up. You make the decision to relinquish something all by yourself. Similar words are abandon, forfeit, or surrender. He was forced to relinquish control of the company after the merger. So usually when two companies merge, one of them has the majority share or control over the company. So one of the previous owners or one of the owners has to relinquish control to the company which has the majority control of the company. You relinquish control. The company decided to relinquish its patent in exchange for a lump sum payment. So usually that happens if you give up the rights to a patent, then you're paid a certain amount of money, but you don't have any rights anymore because you relinquished those rights. Now, some of you may be thinking, wait a minute, Scott's pronouncing the word patent wrongly. Well, so there's a difference between the US pronunciation and the British pronunciation. In the UK, we pronounce it as patent. But American English or North American English is pronounced as patent. So I guess, as is the case in most cases, I suppose, the Japanese version is the same as the American one, patent. But in the UK, we say patent. Let's have a quote from an American actress who starred in one of my favourite 80s movies, Tootsie. Have you ever seen it? The natural state of motherhood is unselfishness. When you become a mother, you are no longer the centre of your own universe. You relinquish that position to your children. Next up, we've got alleviate, 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 alleviate. In Japanese, you'd say, alleviate means to make something less severe or painful. It's like making a problem smaller or easier to deal with. It can be used in two ways. The first one is for actual physical pain and suffering. So we'd often hear it being used by doctors, dentists, massage therapists, or physiotherapists. The second way it can be used is to deal with a problem, to make it better. We can alleviate stress, hunger, poverty, fear, or loneliness. It's also used in a very practical way, like to alleviate the amount of traffic on a road, or to alleviate the risk of flooding. The doctor prescribed a medication to alleviate the patient's terrible back pain. So we often use medication to alleviate some kind of symptoms like terrible pain, or to alleviate dizziness, or to alleviate, some kind of bad feeling that you have in your body. So when you take medicine, it helps to alleviate the symptoms or the problems that you're having. It makes it easier. The government is taking steps to alleviate the impact of climate change. Oh, this is quite a topical subject, especially in this incredibly hot weather we've been having this summer. But the governments are trying to come up with some kind of plan to kind of lessen the impact, to alleviate the impact of climate problems in the world. It's a bit of a tall order, but, fingers crossed it's all going to work out, but who knows, eh? Here's a quote from Ellie Goulding, an English singer and songwriter who shot to fame with her song, Love Me Like You Do, from the movie 50 Shades of Grey. By the time I got writing Halcyon, I was on a roll and I realised I had so much to write about. I realised I had so much built up inside that I couldn't really alleviate before, and then all of a sudden it was like a reservoir burst. I've been working extremely hard over the past couple of weeks because we've been doing a double murder DNA test. Unfortunately, I've had to relinquish my findings to the FBI office in Washington, D.C. They're going to be taking over the case from now on. It's kind of a blessing in disguise, as it's helping to alleviate some of the stress that we've all been feeling in the lab. It's time for me to take a coffee break and a little bit of me time. Now, where is my cafe mocha? Oh, Yes, it's time for me to take some me time. It's homework time. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 words, but before I give you them, I'd just like to remind you, please subscribe to the channel if you're interested in improving your English in any way. And also, if you found today's video useful, consider leaving a thumbs up. It will really help me. Thank you. Now, please make a sentence using the following words. Alleviate, sciatica, OTC medicine. Okay? So if you've never heard of sciatica, you're going to have to check your dictionary on that one, eh? Okay, so best of luck with your homework and put your answers down in the comments below and I'll check them as soon as I have some time, okay? Good luck!